Today, we're going to sew a men's boxer. It features an optional back panel, but the main purpose of this design is comfort. The boxer is lined at the lower and front part, so there are no irritating seams against the skin. The construction is straightforward, with a simple elastic waistband finish.
The pattern used in this video is available in 2 versions, one for men and one for teens. Both links are in the description.
To sew this boxer, you'll need 2 side pieces. I've added a small pin to mark the front because it's not always easy to tell the front from the back at this stage. You'll also need a back piece. You'll need 2 symmetrical front pieces and a gusset. For the lining, you cut the front pieces again, and then you cut the gusset in lining fabric. And finally, you'll need an elastic for the waistband. First, we're going to attach the back piece to the 2 side pieces. If you're making the version without the back panel, you can skip this step and jump ahead. For the side pieces, we've already identified the front. The top is the shorter edge. This here is the bottom. For the back piece, it's the opposite. The top is the longer edge, and the bottom is the shorter one. Simply pin right sides together.
Everything is sewn with the serger here, but you can also use a regular sewing machine.
I pin both side pieces to the back at the same time. You can do one side first and then the other, or, like me, do both at once. You have one side piece, the back piece where the seat is, and the second side piece. We sew here and here using the serger. The back is now assembled. Let's move on to the front. To prepare the front, I take the fabric pieces and the lining pieces. This part here, the more curved one, is the side seam. This one will be the center front. We're going to place center front against center front, right sides together. I do the exact same thing with the lining. We sew here and here. Both sides are ready. We're going to attach them to the boxer. Here, I'm still at the top. On the front, the wider edge is at the top. I start with the main fabric piece.
Place the front onto the side piece, right sides together.
Before sewing, we're going to add the lining. And we want the lining to cover the seams like this. So we position it this way. The side piece is sandwiched between the main front and the lining. I position it like this. This is the wrong side of the side piece, and this is the right side of the front. I place them on top of each other.
Quick recap. The right side of the front against the right side of the side piece. The right side of the lining against the wrong side of the side piece.
I have 3 layers. The wrong side of the lining facing me, then the wrong side of the side piece. And against the right side of the side piece, I have the right side of the front. We have 3 layers, and we're going to sew them together with the serger. The main challenge here is keeping all 3 layers properly aligned. Go slowly and check as you sew that you're catching all 3 layers. The front is now attached to the side piece, and when I turn it over, the lining is in the correct position. I now have the front, the side piece, the back, and the other side where the front will be attached. We're going to attach this side to the fabric front. Right sides together. The entire boxer is now closed. The lining is still loose. We want it to be positioned like this. To hide the seam, we're going to use the burrito method. So I take this side, bring it over here, and I roll everything all the way around. I come back from the other side and wrap all the fabric inside this way.
To make things easier, you can first sew the fabric front to the side on a regular sewing machine. Then assemble all the layers with the serger. 2 steps is often simpler.
The entire boxer is now trapped between the 2 front pieces. We sew right here. This is the wow moment. Open it up. We now have a clean front. And on the inside, the lining is sewn in with no visible seams. I take the 2 gusset pieces, the main fabric and the lining. The curved edge is the part that goes to the front. There's a notch at the center to help with alignment. I place the gusset against the front of the boxer, right sides together. And here, I make sure to catch all the layers: the gusset, the main fabric, and the lining. Same principle as before. We're going to add the lining, sandwich style. The lining goes right side facing the right side on the inside. I use the notches to line everything up.
We added 2 extra notches to the pattern. It makes alignment easier.
So now the gusset is attached to the front. And on the wrong side of the front, the other gusset, the lining one, is attached as well. We sew all 4 layers together at the same time. Both gussets are now attached to the boxer. And on the inside, there are no visible seams. We take the lining and attach it to the lower back. Same principle as before. We want the fabric positioned like this, and we don't want any visible seams, neither on the inside nor on the outside. So we're using the burrito method again. I take the gusset at the bottom and pull the entire boxer inside to meet the lining.
Here, just like for the front seam, you can work in 2 steps.
We simply sew right here. Push the shorts well inside so you don't accidentally catch them in the seam. The boxer is now trapped inside the gusset. This is the second wow moment of the pattern. On the outside, it's clean. And inside, no seams to cause any irritation. Let's move on to the waistband. First, we form a loop and sew here with a straight stitch at a 1 centimeter seam allowance. Make sure to backstitch securely. This seam needs to be strong because it will be under tension. My waistband is now formed. We're going to mark some reference points. First, you already have one here. This is the center back. If you fold it in half, you'll find the center front. Make a small notch. Then if you match the center front and the center back like this, you'll find the side points. So I now have 4 notches on the waistband. I'm going to match them with the notches on the boxer. We start with the center back. I position it right sides together. Center back notch to center back notch. The waistband is shorter than the boxer. That's why we need multiple reference points. And then we sew, stretching the elastic as we go. I have a notch here that matches the side notch. I line them up. I keep going. This here is my center front notch. Be careful here. There are 2 layers, the main fabric and the lining. And finally, I have a notch here for the last side. We're going to attach the waistband with the serger. Start with a few stitches first. It's always better to trim a bit of fabric than to cut the elastic. I move to my first notch, marked with a pin. At this point, the waistband and the fabric need to be aligned. Hold it in place. Then stretch the waistband as much as needed to match the fabric, up to this notch. I keep everything aligned edge to edge and keep sewing. I don't let go of the waistband. It stays stretched as I keep sewing. And here, I can stop. I repeat the same process. I move to the pin, hold it in place, and stretch. Then I keep sewing. When I reach the end, I take the starting chain and flip it over like this. It gives me a clear stopping point. When I reach the chain, I finish by hand. I've gone past the chain. I stop. I lift the presser foot, pivot, lower it again, and sew off.
This is a closed loop seam to avoid bulky overlaps on the serger.
Now that the waistband is attached, this step is optional. Sew all the way around here with a zigzag stitch. This helps keep the waistband flat against the boxer, avoids this kind of flipping effect, and gives a cleaner, more secure finish. I start in a spot that's not very visible, for example on the backside seam. I make sure the elastic is lying flat and not rolling up. I apply just enough tension so the fabric doesn't gather while sewing. Naturally, it wants to sit like this. As I sew, I gently stretch to keep everything flat. And I sew straight, using a guide along the presser foot. Last step, the leg hems. To help with this, I first serge the leg openings in the round, with no tension at all, just to get a clean edge and a nice reference for hemming. Now I turn it to the wrong side. You can choose to hem it this way, simply stitching to keep the serged edge inside. Personally, I prefer a double fold hem. Having the serged edge here gives me a clear reference. You'll see, it's much easier to fold evenly when you already have a line of stitching or a bit of thickness, like the serging here. So I fold once, then I fold a second time, and I place a pin vertically. Why place the pin perpendicular like this? Because I'm going to turn the piece over afterward, and I need to be able to remove it. If I place it like this on the right side, I won't be able to remove it at all. So I place the pin this way, perpendicular, and I go all the way around. Fold once, fold twice, and pin everything in place. This way, the inside will be clean and even. I've pinned both sides with plenty of pins. It's better to use too many than not enough, because it tends to roll. This is knit fabric, after all. It would be a shame if it didn't hold, and you had to redo everything just because you didn't feel like adding one more pin. so make sure everything is properly in place before turning it over. And we're going to sew all the way around here with a zigzag stitch. Our men's boxer is finished. We have an elastic waistband, a clean finish at the legs, and most importantly, on the inside, there are no seams to cause irritation. It's extremely comfortable.